Welcome to the Tami Show, from my home in Auckland, New Zealand, to wherever you are in the world. I'm about to call my other home country, Canada, and talk to my brother Jay and get him to sing a song with me. Okay, so you're not on the camera yet. Is this your big reveal? I saw on Instagram that Lindsay cut your hair. It looks good. It looks good. It's like a little more punk, you know, tight on the sides, floppy on top. So I thought we'd switch it up a little bit today. We've been doing all the one-on-one collaborations, but I thought maybe we should call Nathaniel.
Good
Do you think
idea.
he'd be up for it?
Oh, totally. He's been sitting around in his suit for like 3 weeks, waiting for you to call.
I wonder how his hair is. I don't know.
What about the bass, though?
Maybe our twin brother Joshua Nielsen could play the bass.
We haven't talked to him in ages. Do you think?
I know.
Think he'll do it?
People don't know this, but we're actually triplets. Jay and Joshua, and then I was born a whole year earlier, but that's just because I'm a hustler. I work harder. These guys are late for everything, so.
Anyways, let me give him a shot. We'll see. We'll see what he does.
Okay. Before you go, can I just see the back? How's the back of the hair? Yeah, let's see. Oh, let's see. It's not really blended, but it's okay. I've got a touch that lingers on my finger. I've got a kiss for lips so sweet and true. I've got a love, the love side of Texas, beating in my heart for only you. I wanna hold your hand, baby, wanna rock you through the night. I wanna squeeze your hand, baby, won't you let me squeeze your time? I've got a touch that lingers on my finger. I've got a kiss for lips so sweet and true. I've got a love, the love this side of Texas, beating in my heart for only you. I wanna kiss you, honey, baby, won't you let me have a taste? I got about a million kisses, every beat my shame to waste. I've got a touch that lingers on my finger. I've got a kiss for lips so sweet and true. I've got a love, the love this side of Texas, beating in my heart for only you. I've got a love, the love this side of Texas, beating in my heart for only you. So a lot of people have been asking how I do my Betty bangs. Now these are kind of a classic rockabilly look, named after the goddess of pinup, Miss Betty Page. And I'm going to show you how I do mine. Okay, I've got one shot at this. One take wonder. So I've just washed and dried my hair. I normally dry them with a roller brush first, and I did a little bit of that because I want it to sit where I normally have it. For years I used little scissors to trim my fringe or my bangs. The easiest way to get a straight line, don't look at mine right now, is to use use a razor, a beard trimmer. Mine is a Wall Bella, and the button's broken off because I'm ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. So I have to turn it on with a bobby pin. So I start on the edge. And I like kind of a U shape. Careful not to trim your eyebrows when you do this. And be careful not to cut into your hairline. And now I look like Groucho Marx. Say the secret word, win $1 million. People won't even get that reference anymore. What am I, 80? So now I use my little brush, which makes me feel like a barber in the 1920s. Just gonna kind of fix the shape here. Time to flat iron these puppies. And a few people have asked what hairspray I use. I use Tresemme, and I use the top 5 hold, freeze hold salon finish. And I only have to spray them once. When I first started doing this, you start real slow, tiny, tiny little dustings as you go. And I have ended up with quite short bangs. Be careful out there, folks. So that's it, that's my secret. Now I have to kill you.
Son, don't get it wrong. When I need something, make me sing and shout. I throw my hands up and drive the devil out. Make me moan, make me cry. Stand up and testify. Stand for sister baby. Stand for sister baby. My hair like Rosetta. You won't find a better Holy Trinity to save us. Stand for sister baby. Baby. She got the holy moments and the soul on fire. The saints, everything, Satan up in the choir. No matter where you are, she gonna take you to church. Marching up the freedom from another man's curse. Make me moan, make me cry. Stand up and testify. Stand for sister baby. Stand for sister baby. My hair's like Rosetta. You won't find a better Holy Trinity to save us. Stand for sister baby. Stand for sister baby. Mavis Staples gonna sing it to you. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. She's gonna sing it to you. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. She's gonna sing it to you.
Today we're going to talk about Miss Mavis Staples. picked up this double album at Southbound Records in Auckland, New Zealand. Now, anybody who knows me knows that Mavis is my be-all and end-all when it comes to artists. So it's very, very hard to choose just one album. If you looked through my record collection, probably a quarter of it is Staples singers or Mavis Staples or Pop Staples albums. I even wrote a song about Mavis Staples. I'm that much of a fangirl. On my new album, CHICKABOOM, I cite the holy trinity for me is Mavis, Sister Rosetta, and Mahalia Jackson. Before you ask, yes, I own Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace album, and it is amazing. And it is the best-selling gospel album of all time. Hot take, still Mavis. I'm sorry, these hoops are giving me attitude. I love all of Mavis's albums for different reasons. I guess this one I chose first because it was the album that really introduced me to Mavis Staples as a solo artist. When I was about 14, 15 years old, we were living in Nashville with my family band, the Nielsen's. And one night we got tickets to go to the Ryman Auditorium, and I can remember sitting in the audience and the Staples singers came on and did The Wait with Marty Stewart. So that's the first time that I got to see Mavis Staples perform live as a teenager. So fast forward a decade or so, and my brother Jay sent me this CD for my birthday one year, and I absolutely fell in love with this album. I had it on repeat for at least a year, actually more than that. I still have it on repeat, and it's a decade later. So I think it was 2011 that I saw that Mavis was coming to Auckland to play the Civic with the Blind Boys of Alabama and Aaron Neville. Like, what a lineup. And so I went and saw her perform live as an adult, and that show was life-changing for me. A couple years ago, I was listening to Mavis's Live at the Hideout album as I was packing up my house. We were getting ready to move, and I was crying because her shows are so moving and powerful, even on record. And I remember saying to God, God, if you take Mavis before I get to meet her, we are gonna have words. Yes, I was giving God attitude, and I wasn't even wearing my hoops that day. I hadn't checked my emails because I'd been busy all day with moving, and so I logged on, and there was an email from a promoter here in New Zealand, Liberty Stage, and they said to me, we're bringing Mavis Staples here in April, and we think you'd be perfect to do support for her. So the moral of the story is God has a soft spot for divas with attitude. For weeks, I was having trouble sleeping, thinking about meeting Mavis. You know, they always say don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed.
Before we get started here, y'all put your hands together for my friend Tami. I'm glad that I got to meet Tami tonight because she's someone you should know.
She was everything that I hoped for and more. She was so generous with her time. She just radiates joy, and she holds this quiet power. You know, she's been an integral part of the civil rights movement, marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, has continually fought the good fight through her music while always radiating joy at the same time. To have been in this business this long and not be jaded and tired of talking to people and giving of yourself. That's how I want to be when I grow up. This week I want to show you my beautiful jacket and dress by Curvy Couture by Judy T.
Luke's in my mom. from losing your love.
Judy created this for me because I wanted something for the New Zealand Music Awards. It was the year I was nominated for Album of the Year, and I got to perform at the awards as well. So I wanted something that was going to transition from red carpet to performing. And so she created the jacket for the red carpet. I wanted it to be kind of something really bright and bold, but 60s chic. Then I wanted to be able to take that off and have something that I could perform in and really shake it up. Judy knows that I love me some fringe for when I perform. I call that my lazy dress because you barely have to move and it looks like you're moving everywhere when you've got fringe on. And these little bolt earrings are some of my faves. I wear them with everything. They were created by Pop Jewels, another one-woman business out of Australia. So make sure to check her out on Instagram and grab yourself some gold bolts.
Cause it's bad in my luck, the good got stuck somewhere on down the road. Hit me, bother picking up my phone. I wish the whole damn world would just leave me alone. Holy Moses, holy Moses.
This is Ask Tami, where I answer your questions. Which radio show were you referring to in Queenie Queenie? For those of you who don't know, Queenie Queenie is a single off my new album, CHICKABOOM. And the line she's referring to, I believe, is this one.
Mama gotta hustle, do another show, cause they won't play a radio on country radio.
So that is not about a particular station or one show. It's actually referring to country music radio stations all across the US. A couple of years ago, there was a radio consultant who sent out a directive to all of the radio programmers across the state saying that if you wanted a successful radio station in country music, then take the women out, and especially don't play them back to back if you have to play them. This is a problem, and it had a knock-on effect, and therefore last year we had our first year ever in the history of the Billboard charts that a female did not have a #1 on the country charts. So it's something that I wanted to include. It's something I talk about a lot because I feel like the only way to kind of keep change rolling is to challenge things like that and start conversations. And me putting that line in that song is a conversation starter. You can send your questions in to Ask Tami on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, email, smoke signals, whatever way you get them to me. Just hashtag Ask Tami and I'll answer them for you. Thanks so much for joining us on the Tami Show. If you like it, please subscribe and we'll see you next week.
Some people take Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Them four boys could preach it, son, don't get me wrong. When I need something, make me sing and shout, I throw my hands up and drive the devil out. Make me moan, make me cry, stand up and testify. Send for Sister Mavis, send for Sister Mavis.